come this way. Go out and go play or something. I don't need you in here necessarily. Okay. Let's turn this on. Don't want that. No, I did not. let's let's put it on the scale of you are tripping. Ugh. I'm always every time I come in here, I'm like on the fence of where do I start. You know, I know I need to work on this wheel today because I need to confirm in my mind whether this wheel's going to work, so that I know if I need to order a wheel. So as much as I would like to mount the motor and start getting some stuff going on this, wheels are priority number one today. So it might be a little boring for you to watch me. For one, I need to pull the axle out again. I just want to just double check everything, because it seems like no matter how much I adjust this, it just doesn't feel right. It's almost like it's got a bent axle. Yeah. Bend over, everybody. Bend over. All right, let's start with this here. Just want to quickly pull this out. See what I can figure out.
Doggedale said look to the left and cough. Stream Elements said try these commands during IRL streaming. That weather tip verged.
Look to the left. No, you gotta look me straight in the eye. You look me in the eye. Okay, that feels pretty smooth on that side. Feels pretty smooth on this side too. But I don't feel anything. Is there bearing missing on this side? Is that what's my problem is? No. check, just make sure that during the whole disassembly process, I didn't drop a bearing. I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure it's like 9 ball bearings on each
Stream
side.
Elements said see all my links http://powerkarma.com/
Feels better. Feels better. Oh, I can't see. Can't see. struggling with getting this adjusted. I am struggling. Struggling. Beginning to think that something is bent in here, and that's probably why I'm struggling so much. So this bearing just will not adjust.
Stream Elements said try these commands during IRL streaming that weather tip merge.
All right, I'm gonna, no choice. I'm just gonna have to take the whole thing apart, just like thoroughly inspect everything again. Try to come up with a reason why it won't adjust. So let's
Stream Elements said check out my YT https:// www.youtube@powerkarma. Music, YouTube Music, HTTPS, YouTube at Power Karma Music.
Everything is absolutely smooth when you run the races on the bearings. It's like once everything is moving in conjunction, that's when there's an issue. Don't know why. I'll be back. I gotta go get my flashlight. Everybody. So for anybody that is watching, I will be right back. Randy Yarnia, how's it go? How are you doing today? Just feels crunchy, like not good. Very, very crunchy. Yeah, some mongoose on this. Okay, let's see if we can get this adjusted.
Stream Elements said try these commands during IRL streaming that weather tip merge.
Oh wow, I think it's finally right. I mean, just a little bit of play. Franny yarn, it's a fiddly job. Kind of all those balls in place. Yeah, it finally feels right. I don't know why I was struggling so much with this. Yeah, it's not grabbing anymore. It's got just the right amount of play. Let me just lock it down. I'm pretty sure it's already locked down, but all right. Well, we got one thing done. So next phase of the project is get these spokes off. If you all recall from the last time I was live streaming, when I had this cassette off, and I noticed that um, it looked like the chain got dumped off into the spoke side, and so all these spokes are all nicked, cut. So what would have happened is when I get this e-bike all loaded with the solar trailer and everything, one of these spokes or all of them were bound to break at some point in time because they're just all nicked. So anyways, I got spokes, and not only that, I found out that when I took this wheel off,
Interesting. Myler said best viewers on streamboot.com. Remove the space. Add 6RZ23YPX.
yeah, you're getting banned, buddy. So the rim is centered between the two flanges instead of the two axle nuts. So the spokes on this side I ordered 4 millimeters shorter, so that way I can pull the dish or the wheel over a little bit more so that it's center of the axle and not center of the flanges. So we got new spokes here. Look at that. That is perfect. Why couldn't I do that? You know, all morning I was struggling with that, and I don't know. I guess it took taking the whole thing apart again and re-inspecting. And yeah, it's good now. All right, got that. Now the question is, I know, oh golly, I need to do this wheel too because reason why I gotta do that wheel too is because, like I said, this whole project hinges.
Stream Elements said copyright free music Spotify http://spotify.powerkarma.com.
The whole project hinges on the whether these wheels are going to work or not, and you know whether or not I'll be able to use them or have to purchase new wheels. So I don't want to purchase new wheels. So let's go ahead and get this off and see what kind of trouble we're dealing with here. Hopefully it's not too bad. I mean, so far I've been fairly lucky with problems on this bike so far. At least it seems that way. So pop the little caps off. Oh, where's my sparky tool? You know, I would have preferred that these wheels had cartridge bearings, you know, instead of loose ball bearings. It's kind of a rarity to see that. I mean, that was what we used in bikes back in the day. You know, working in the bike shop was loose ball bearings. You didn't really see them that often. It looks like this is a 15 as well. Yep. This is 15. I need to get some new cone wrenches, those ones with the big long handles. That's what I need to get. Come on, 15.
Stream Elements said Power Karma merch https://merch.powerkarma.com/
Alright, here we go. Here goes nothing. I'm dreading so much cracking this thing open. And it is loose ball bearings. I'm gonna go get my eyeglasses so that I can look at these things a little closer. Let's see here. Oh, shit. All these bearings are coming out over here on this side. grease is so sticky. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just like the rear, 9 bearings. What happened to that cap that I was putting all the degreaser in? Is it this one? Ugh. Surely I didn't throw it in the trash. Was that one or not? Okay. Look at the grease is like molasses. Yuck. All right, let's see if we get this one. There's my degreaser. Well, I have to go. Good luck with your wheels. Hey, thanks, Franny. Thanks for stopping by the YouTube chat. Appreciate that. Yeah, I imagine some of this is going to be a bit boring to watch on stream, but I want to be able to capture some of it. That way I can kind of go back and edit the video, you know. So rather just stream it, capture it all, then I can go back and decide later, you know, what to cut.
IRL streaming that weather tip merge.
All right, let's ball bearings. Get those all cleaned up. Yeah, so it'll look good. Get this here cleaned up. Let me just count them really quick, just to make sure I got them all. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There should be 9 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, get them all. 18 bearings. Got this clean. Now I need to clean these out. So pull the seal out.
Stream Elements said copyright free music YouTube artist http://youtubemusic.powercaramel.com.
All right. We're good. Yeah. Just trying to get some skunk that's clean in there. All right. I will say that without having my glasses on, which I'm gonna go get right now, I mean, all the cones and races look pretty good. But let me go get my glasses. That way I can just double inspect everything before I put it back together. I will be right back. Can you follow me now? Can you stay there? Okay. My glasses. That cone looks pretty good, I will say. Let's take a look at this one. And that cone doesn't look too bad either. I think we might be good on the cones. Let's take a look at the cups. Yeah, those cups look really clean. And let's take a look at this one. Yeah, buddy, those cups are clean too. So I think we're all good. I don't know if you'll put that right in front of the camera that way. You can see. So I'm looking at the cups in there. Essentially, just looking for scoring. You know, anything that's gonna not a smooth surface for the bearings to run on. So we are good on that. So that's encouraging. That means that provided I just get the spokes swapped on that wheel, that this wheel set is going to be a viable solution for this whole e-bike project. Which that was my main concern, was whether I was going to be able to use this wheel set or not. It looks like with just a little bit of tender loving care and some rebuilding, we're going to be good. So let's get this back together. I'm going to start by putting some fresh grease in here. So I'm using the Park Polylube polyurethane grease. Let's drop these 9 bearings in here. You know, I probably should pop the covers on and try to fish the bearing into the covers would probably be better. Yeah, we'll do that. Two, actually that's 3, that's 4. 4, Nice and smooth. Smooth like butter. Okay, let's get pull this out.
Stream Elements said check out my YT https://www.youtube at Power Karma.
Here we go. Number 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6.
Stream Elements said try these commands
7.
during IRL streaming Matt weather tip merge.
8. And number 9. There we go. Pack some more grease in there. Yeah. Smooth as butter. Woo. All right. Let me lock that sucker down. Yeah, can't complain about that. I will say that I kind of needed that on a personal note, just to feel like something was going to go right today, you know, as far as this project, and not like have to do more work, you know, everything else. So it looks like this is going to be the wheel set. We'll get this on the truing stand. We'll get this wheel trued up. But yeah, I can't complain about that at all. That's much better than what it was. this this here was crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. And same thing with this one here. This here was not good, and now it is. Yeah, it's got some play there. I can't complain about this one either. Yeah, buddy. All right. Let me get these glasses off. Where did I put these at? I don't want to forget these here. Over here, I'll put them right here by the side pad. All right. So next step that we're gonna do before we get carried away into, I do want to go ahead and mount the motor. So we'll go ahead. We'll mount the motor. But then the next project is going to be I need to relace that rear wheel. Where are all my little boxes? Seems like when I need all the little boxes, I can't find all the little boxes. What is this box? Oh, let me just use this box. Oh, perfect box. Use this box for all these squares and stuff. Oh, those axles will fit in there. Nice. I do want to make sure I leave a couple of nuts out for this. Those out. Alright, so and just put that for now. The grease away. Actually, you know, I want to put a little grease.
Stream Element said Power Karma merged. Merge Power Karma.com.
Actually, I'm going to use the white lithium grease down here. Alright. Before I get into the rebuilding that wheel, I do want to get this e-bike motor mounted. Use a little grease in here. Notice a little help. In the hole we go. All right. Motor, Bafang 1000 watt motor. Ouch. I purchased these 5mm stainless steel spacers online, just for that gap that you have for the difference between the 68 and 73mm bottom bracket, the bottom bracket shell. So let's see if we can get one of these in there. Come on. Oh, don't tell me those aren't going to work. Damn it. I knew I should have checked the OD on these. Damn it. Let's go with the ones they gave us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonder how many you need.
active merge.
Alrighty. That going?
Stream Elements said Power Karma merge https://merge.powerkarma.com/
Max, what are you doing running the door?
Say you're sorry.
What?
Max, are you okay?
So, one of the next phases is going to be I like how they give a sticker for 36 volt 250 watts so that this thing will be legal, right? Because otherwise, what is it? Let me see. It's hilarious. Funny. I want to keep this somewhere where I won't lose this. Let's just put it right there for now. Zip ties. Throw this down here for now. All right. Put these on. These back on. Good to go. And I do want to. I'd like to think these tubes are good, but I have to feel them they're not. We'll worry about those later, not right now. Not right now.
Stream Elements said see all my links http://powerkarma.com/
Star's gonna come off. All right. Let's. Oh, I guess I should put this on. This one. It will not. Okay. That's on. We can put this on if we want. Not too sure I want to put this on yet. I might wait on this. Wait on that. Crank arms. Crank arms. Light. Programming cable. Display. Alright, here we go. Rear wheel time. This is kind of a crucial part of this project. So let's start by the blue one. Blue one, yeah. Red one. It's not the red one either. Great. somewhere. This one is too big. Maybe not. Eric Tennant. Hello, I just got done upgrading my new battery to a solar e-bike battery. What? Down tube ones are harder because it all has to be fit uh, back into the case. I think it took me 6 hours. Okay. Hold on, let me see if I understand this statement. I just got done upgrading my new battery to a solar e-bike battery. I'm not quite sure. The lingo, Eric, is not quite clicking yet. I'm a visual person, so I may need to see I may need to see it to make that click in my brain. Yeah, I may need to see that. So it might make more sense when I come out there in March.
Stream Elements said copyright free music YouTube Music HTTPS. YouTube at Power Karma Music.
Eric, are you still there? I got a quick question for you. Okay, solar battery have a common charge discharge port. Normal e-bike batteries, change into if you charge into the discharge port, the BMS has no control over max voltage and cannot stop it. The cell overcharge. Okay, let me see.
Stream Elements said check out my YT https://www.youtube@powerkarma.
Oh, okay, I think I understand. So you're able to charge through the same cable that you discharge from. Is that unlike the thing that I have to do? I bought a device because when I get this thing all done, I got two 30 amp hour batteries coming, and I bought a device that allows both batteries to be used and essentially be looked at as like one battery, but it also has a charge port. Each cell is 4.2 millivolts. Okay. Grin. Hey, let me ask you a quick question here, okay? Um, so I just got the motor mounted, which I'm working on like multiple projects at once here, Eric. So I got the motor mounted. Let me unplug this here. My question is, on the motor, uh, when you put it in, naturally it just kind of hangs. So when I tighten everything down, should you leave it hanging, or do you turn it, you pull it all the way forward and then lock it all the way down? Because that's what I did. Is I noticed that it naturally would hang, and it would seem to make sense that you would leave it hanging uh, rather than rotating it forward. But I'm not sure. I didn't even look. I didn't look at the manual. Typical dude. It's like, why do we want to look at the manual? What do we want to read the manual for? Turn it forward. Okay, got it. All right, we're good then. So the other project I'm doing, Eric, um, as you know, I use a slightly different trailer than you, which requires me to use these hitches that go on the axle, and the wheel on here was a quick release wheel, which is not going to work. So I found these. I basically bought a variety of solid axles from AliExpress and converted this here to a solid axle. So we got that working. Um, and then when I was in the process of doing this, uh, this is the mountain bike that my kids used to borrow from me all the time because I would never use it, so they would borrow this bike. As you can see, I got plenty of bikes back there. But I found out that when I had the cassette off and trying to rebuild this, that at one point they must have dropped the chain in the spokes, because like every one of these spokes is nicked, like cut, like nicked. Which is a good thing I discovered it now, because last thing I need to do is get out in Flagstaff somewhere and all of a sudden these spokes start popping, with all the extra weight and everything.
Stream Elements said try these commands during IRL streaming.
That's the torque direction. Okay. Yeah, I've moved it. I went all the way forward. I went all the way forward. I thought about buying. I noticed that they make a bracket. It's a stabilizer bracket that you could attach to the bolts on the side, the plate on the side, and then it clamps to the down tube. Um, I didn't know if that was necessary or not, but I did see that those are out there. So, anyways, right now I am in the process of taking his wheel apart so I can replace the spokes. I'm only going to do the outside ones, the inside ones, or the cassette side. The outside ones are all fine. Can't find anything wrong with them. But the other thing I noticed too is that when I went to go check the dish on this thing, there's my dishing tool. When I went to go check the dish on this wheel, it's not gonna matter now because all the spokes are loose. But I went to go check the dish, and the rim is centered between the flanges instead of the axle nut. So I ordered these spokes on the cassette side 4 millimeters shorter so that I can dish the wheel center. So I don't know why they wouldn't dish the wheel center of the axle instead of center of the flanges. So that's the other thing that I'm doing today. I managed to get the wheel bearings rebuilt on both too. So I think I got this loose enough now so I can probably start placing spokes. Yes, I've done that. All right. What do I do with the spokes? Oh, here we go.
Dmitry Kupryanov said how the build going.
So far so good, Dimitri. I was able to. One of the big things I was concerned about was whether I was actually going to be able to get this bearing or this hub rebuilt and adjusted, and I got it. It's perfect. So, I mean, it's just the right amount of play. It's smooth. So I got this one rebuilt. I also just rebuilt the front wheel as well. So I got the front wheel rebuilt. I took all the bearings out of here, repacked it. I got this one here all rebuilt, so this one's good to go. Except for I just need to true it up. I haven't trued it up yet. So right now I'm trying to relace this wheel here. So we'll get these trued up. I got the motor installed today.
Dmitry Kupryanov said very nice.
Yeah, I got the motor installed today, so that's good. Alright, let me try and decide if I just want to completely take the left side all apart or just do them one by one. Where is my valve hole? There it is. Okay, so there's the valve hole.
Dmitry Kupryanov said lunchtime, I'll be back.
Alright. You know, I just noticed, I think these are actually a lighter, these might actually be a lighter gauge spoke, or am I just hallucinating? It's under 2 over 1, okay. So let's see here. Oh no, don't do that. Gosh darn it. Where is the spoke? Oh, here it is.
Medid said hello.
Medebs, hello. How are you doing? Look at that spoke. Jeepers creepers.
Medid said at Dmitry Kupryanov, good evening.
Did Dimitri raid me? Did I miss a raid? Is that what happened? I don't see a raid. Let's see here. Okay. Over to under.
Stream Elements said copyright free music Spotify HTTP Spotifyartist. Power common.
Ah, damn it. Did it again. Don't ask me why, but I decided to go counterclockwise on this. Under 2/1.
Medit said I was going to have a go at rebuilding a wheel, but I could not find a rim that was cheaper than buying a whole new wheel.
That is sometimes the case, you know. But yeah, it really just depends on the situation. You know, like for me, uh, my end goal is to get this e-bike running so I could pull a solar trailer, and it was highly dependent on me being able to get these wheels going because one, I needed a solid axle, so I converted this to a solid axle from quick release. And not only that, this wheel is kind of rare in that it's a 32 spoke wheel, which I do want the additional strength and everything because most of the time nowadays you're finding wheels that are like 28 or less spokes. Um, this should be over 2/1.
Medit said I'm using 36 spoke.
36. Oh yeah. These are 36, not 32s. I'm only rebuilding half of the wheel. I'm not rebuilding the whole thing. I mean, essentially, I'm rebuilding the whole thing, but I'm only replacing spokes on half of the wheel. And there's two reasons why. Is because when I let my kids borrow this bike, apparently at some point in time the chain dropped off the cassette, and you can see where
weather.
the chain just ripped up all the spokes, and so I didn't want to get this bike built, and I'm like 5 days into my solar trailer tour, and all of a sudden spokes start popping. So I'm only rebuilding this half of the wheel. I'm not rebuilding the whole thing. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Should be on this one next.
Medic said it really sucks having to replace a wheel on a 6-week-old bike. I had a small problem with the car wanting to occupy the same piece of road that I was using. I had literally just got back to cycling after a 15-year break. Stream Elements said Power Karma merch
After a 15-year break.
merch.powerkarma.com/.
That's rough. That is rough. Sorry to hear that. Under 2 overload.
Medic said it happened when you ride.
This is true. It's like, I mean, heck, you could sit at home and die of a heart attack, or take the risk that, go out and somebody's not going to be paying attention and looking out for you, right? I know I've already said this, everybody, but I know this is probably not the most exciting content to be live streaming. But like I said, for me, I just wanted a opportunity to at least record everything, and then I could edit, a video later into all the highlights of the things that I'm doing on this build. Look at that spoke. Holy smokes. Not only is it bent, it is just cut and nicked up. Okay, this one goes, lost my place, over, do under. Shit. Hello, Marty.
Medic said it's funny the bank you're working on at the moment with the solar trailer. I've been thinking about us idea. I had many years ago about a power assisted bike before Power Cities bikes where I seen before the e-bike revolution, but it would entire using a reverse teardrop truck. There is covered under a dome with flexible solar panels across the back. Have
Yeah.
that dome. Medic said bike.
Yeah, there's actually a big if you check on YouTube, there's actually a number of people that are doing this. You know, whether you're pulling a trailer, I've seen some configurations where people actually configure the panels on the bike. Um, yeah, it's actually a big thing. In fact, uh, I don't know if he's still in the chat right now, but I'm also live streaming on YouTube. But there's a guy in chat on YouTube, and he has a YouTube channel. His name's Eric Tennant. But he's the guy that I started watching to kind of get ideas on, you know, getting the solar trailer set up and everything. Which my solar trailer is in the garage over there. That's all ready to go. But I needed to build. I needed a different solution for a bike because I have two different e-bikes, and pretty much concluded that they weren't really going to work for what I want to do. So I needed to look into a custom build option, which is what I'm doing now.
Medic said I had this idea in my 30s. I'm in my 50s now. I was looking at cycling across the US with it.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are doing with solar powered e-bikes, you know. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually preparing. One reason why I'm doing this build is I hope to this year. Um, well, I'm gonna kind of do it in two phases. I'm gonna do a local trip where maybe I go from here in Albuquerque to Socorro, New Mexico, just kind of like as a 2 day, 3 day trip. But here in the near future, I'm going to be doing a trip. I'm going to ride my solar e-bike from here in Albuquerque to Las Vegas, Nevada.
said I'm on a standard pedal bike and if I can get it worked out I work like to cycle to Amsterdam this year.
Amsterdam. Sounds like an adventure.
Stream Elements said copyright free music YouTube artist http://youtubemusic.powerkarma.com.
I feel like I've already pulled out enough
Medic said
spokes.
I'm in London by the way.
In London, huh?
Medic said that London, UK, not Kentucky, lol.
Not Kentucky. All right, I think we're almost there. I feel like I've replaced at least half the spokes, but yeah, it's like half of them. So I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to go.
Medic said lurk.
7 more to go.
Stream Elements said thank you for following Medibs.
This would be a good time to find my my spoke nipple installer. You know that? Been managed to get most of these in without losing them in the rim, but it would definitely be a lot easier if I had my spoke nipple installer.
Stream Elements said try these commands during IRL streaming Matt weather tip merge.
almost there. I'm trying. It's like, I don't know whether it would have been faster to just pull them all out or do like I'm doing and doing it one at a time, you know? Golly, look at that spoke. That one is trashed. Shit.
Dmitry Kupryanov said I've never built a wheel.
It's not that hard. I mean, it's relatively easy. I mean, and you look at what I'm doing.
Dmitry Kupryanov said I have a few missing spokes on my BMX.
Technically, I'm not building a wheel, you know. I would, you know, I guess you could say I'm building the wheel if I'm replacing half the spokes, right? It's because it's technically the same thing. Just did that one. I'm on this one. But it's really not that hard, you know. Believe it or not, you know how I learned how to build wheels? Uh, Bicycling magazine. I want to say probably 1986, could have been 1987, but they had an article in the Bicycling magazine that had a complete step-by-step instructions on building wheels. And so I one time completely took one of my bicycle wheels apart, just completely took it apart, and then used the instructions that were in that magazine to build my wheel. That's how I learned how to build wheels. I wish I remember what year exactly was, but it had to be like 85 or 86.
Dmitry Kupryanov said, yeah, I heard it needs a lot of patience.
You know, once you understand the concept, like between the fact that, like if you look at the rim, you know, this one here is not straight. Most wheels are drilled offset, so you have a right side and a left side. So the way you look at it is, if you put your screwdriver on top of the screw head, because when you got the spoke wrench on the bottom, it's the opposite. But you just got to figure, like, so if I tighten this one, so lefty loosey, righty tighty. So if I tighten this one, it pulls the wheel that way. If I tighten this one, it pulls the wheel this way. And that's, you know, part of like getting it going left and right. And then as far as it being up and down, that all starts with, so when I run these spoke nipples down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the nipples all the way to the thread on all of them so that it's even. And then when you go to the truing process, when you're dealing with those up and down hops, then you just tighten the couple of spokes that are right around that for the up and down.
https://www.youtube@powerkarma.
All right, I lost track of what spoke I'm on. Okay, I think I'm on this one. Right? Yeah, I just did that one. That's a new spoke. I got two left. Two left. Why is this one so gunked up? Probably a good thing this one's coming out. You know what the only thing that sucks for me on this now is that I have to have glasses on in order to do this job anymore, because to be able to see the threads and everything, like I can't see that shit anymore. All right, last one. And then we'll true this wheel up. What time is it? 12:21. Oh my gosh, y'all. Shoot. I may not have time to true up this wheel. My wife and I, we got a play that we got to get to this afternoon. So I gotta go shower and go get ready. So we may not be truing this wheel up today. Let's see. All that, that. There now. We got all fresh and new spokes in. Let's see if we can just. I may have to do this on a stand over there. I don't think I can do it right here.
Stream Elements said Power Karma merch. Merch Power Karma.com.
Yeah, my stand is not, my bench is not big enough for this. So I may have to put it on that stool and move the camera in on it. But it doesn't matter. I may have to go anyways, y'all. I didn't realize it was so late. Let me try to at least get these spoke nipples ran down. Where's my valve hole? Okay, here we go. Let me move you all a bit closer. See how that looks. So what we're doing now, so again, what I want to do is dish this wheel center of the axle nuts. So the axle nut over here and the axle nut here. Because what they did previously on this wheel is they centered it between the two flanges here. So in order to pull it over, and I had to replace all these spokes here anyways. So what I did is I ordered these spokes 4 millimeters shorter so that I could pull it over. So rather than just turning these spokes more, which is what you would normally do, if you get them a little bit shorter, then you can maintain, because if the both spokes are the same length and you're turning this side, all this side, say 2 or 3 turns more, you're technically putting more tension on these spokes versus these spokes. So if you just order them shorter, and then that way you can maintain even tension while pulling this over like you need to, and then keep even tension on everything here. So right now what I'm going to do is just run, is that too close? Let me see here. Let's see. There we go. All right. So what I always do is I start by the valve hole and just run every screw right up to where you see.
Monday one said long time no talk, my friend.
Monday, how's it going? So I just run every one of these up to where I can barely see like 1 or 2 threads. It's like
Stream
right there.
Elements said try these commands during IRL streaming math weather tip merge.
So right there is like 1 or 2 threads. Just that's all I want to do is just see like 1 or 2 threads. Right there. Right there. You don't want to go too far like on your first rotation because
See Monday one said the coolest bike nerd in all of New Mexico.
you know it. Yeah, buddy, it's been a minute. How you doing? Are you still in Austin area? Was it Austin or Houston? Can't remember now. That one's already good. There's that one. That one. Right.
See Monday one said yeah, Austin, I have more time and more money now.
Woo! I hear you. There you go. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. How's the music Go on, by the way. And let me make sure I'm not missing YouTube chat because YouTube chat is not coming on TTS again.
See, Monday one said I'm funding some things right now. I was in a bit of a hole for a while financially.
I see. I see. And you dug yourself out of it, it sounds like. It's always the hard part, right? Is I've been there many times. But that's the hard part is digging yourself out of a hole, you know? You gotta be willing to work and then always hope for for the the right.
See, Monday one said what kind of bike is that?
Well, this is an old mountain bike that I've had for a long time that I'm gonna convert to I'm converting to an e-bike.
Said I couldn't get YT chat to show up today.
Yeah, it's not even. I'm having to watch. I'm watching the YouTube on my iPad, Dimitri. But it doesn't looks like Eric was the last one that said anything. I've given up hope on that app again. Okay, these are starting to get some tension on them. Okay, I'm almost all the way around. No wonder why. Okay, let me get the bigger screwdriver. This would be a good time to have an actual spoke screwdriver, which that is a thing, by the way. Yeah, I need a bigger bench. There we go, all the way around. So again, just the initial tightening up, which is you just bring all the spoke nipples to where, like I said, you could just barely see like one or two threads. So let's see where we are initially. Look at that. It's actually not bad. That is pretty damn good. And not only that, you could actually see, I can already see the dishing. I haven't even like fully started putting tension on everything yet. And I could already see the dishing is pulling over. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me unplug this camera. Move you all like right here. Let's see here. right there. Right there. No, come on. There. So here's what I mean by the dishing. If you look, you see how you can see the slope in these spokes right here, and these ones are flat. So that means it pulled it over so that it's actually center of the axle nut here and the axle nut here, which is what I needed. I needed it to be centered that way. That way when I put the dishing tool on, um, yeah, it's already going to be different, I can tell. Let's see here. Oh yeah. I can't, oh come on, I can't get that in there. There we go. Yeah. Cool. It's already pulling over like it's supposed to. So, and then what will happen is, so I got this down here, is what I'll use to help me start truing it. You see it's got a lot of wave, but it's also the like I said, just the beginning phases of tensioning. Um, so the next phase, let me back this camera out. The next phase, which again I don't have time to do it right now. Let's see here. So the next phase will be, now that I got the initial tension going, when you bring all the spoke nipples up to 1 or 2 threads, then what I'm going to do is go around with a wrench, the spoke wrench, and just do one full turn all the way around. So you just do one full turn all the way around and just start kind of pulling that tension in. And then once we get that in, then we'll check the tension. If the tension's good with one, then, or it's not good with one, then I'll start doing like half turns or quarter turns all the way around. So we'll do one full turn all the way around, check the tension. If it's not tight enough, then we'll do like half turn all the way around, and then we might end up with a quarter turn all the way around. And then once we get the tension in there, then we can start dealing with the back and forth, the true, and the up and down on the wheel. So that's what's next. But again, unfortunately, I got to go shower. I got to get ready. We're going to go see, I think it's called Les Miserables, whatever that play is called. I don't know. So everyone, I do got to get ready to go. So we will see you on the next one. Is it worth what do you call it? Rating anybody? I don't know. I don't even know if I have any viewers. In all honesty. Let's see here. Let's see here. How many people do we have here? Yeah, we don't really have a lot. Let's see who's live streaming. We'll try to send it somewhere. Looks like Terry, Renz, Well, I guess we're gonna send you all out to Terry.
Hey, honey,
Yeah,
we need to leave in about a half an hour.
half an hour.
Half an hour.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just wrapping up right now. Dimitri, I don't know if you're there, but is there any way you could help me just like send everybody off? Cause I gotta shut down. Let's see here. Twitch profile. See y'all, everybody. I gotta go.